All right, welcome to ProLink Capital Solutions, and today we're going to talk about building your credit profile. As you probably already know, building an excellent credit profile, it's not just about removing all your negatives. You also need to have good positives on there. Now, it's definitely not a short-term game when you talk about having positives, but there is a way that you can sort of speed things up and give yourself a head start. Now, of course, there's always authorized users. That's a great way to get a credit score increase. Although they're great in the short term, they don't really stay on your credit profile for that long. And many lenders actually do prefer primaries over authorized users, but they are great to have, and they'll definitely boost your score if you get a good authorized user on your account. Now, the reason why authorized users and what we're about to show you is great is because what this is actually going to do is increase your credit score, boost your credit profile, and you don't have to give up inquiries and you don't have to spend a lot of money. But what we're going to do basically is show you how you can get an incredible, or an excellent, I should say, credit profile. Now, the main thing in common with excellent credit profiles is that typically they have 10 years of credit history at least. Usually with 9, you can actually get an excellent credit profile, but 10, at least something that's 10 years or older credit history. No missed or late payments, at least 3 to 4 revolving credit accounts, meaning credit cards, lines of credit, and then 2 installment loans, the most common obviously being an auto loan and a mortgage. Now, I know you're probably thinking, if you don't have good credit, how do you get these types of credit? And that is a great question. And that's what we kind of wanted to go over with you today. You want to start by getting revolving lines of credit. They're relatively cheap, and you can actually get pretty high credit limits by using the resources that we're going to show you. And the best part about them is that you actually don't need credit to qualify for them, or at least good credit. There's also an installment product that you can get that we're going to show you that can help. But please keep in mind that the resources that we're going to list are not the only resources out there, and they are not perfect. But from experience and from what is out there, they're really good at helping you build your credit, at least get a strong profile. I will say that if you find another source, just do your research on it, and if you think it looks good and you've seen lots of reviews on it, try it out. There's nothing you can lose. Just go for it. Now, that being said, we just want to show you a way of securing a great credit profile and getting funding. So the first thing you're going to want to get is a revolving credit account, and you should get that in the form of a secured card. The reason why we like the Open Sky Visa card is because it's actually, there's no inquiry involved in getting it. The approval odds are very good. I haven't seen anyone get turned down. I've obviously read that people have got turned down, but I personally haven't seen anyone get turned down all the way to like a 475 score. Basically how it works is you need to give a deposit, and the minimum is $200. And from that, they will give you that in a credit line, reporting to the bureaus. There's no inquiry involved, like I said, but there is the $35 annual fee. There are other cheaper ones out there, but it is a great card. I had to get it when I was starting out with my credit repair. If you want to, if you're watching this video, you probably have seen and received the documents that have all this. You'll have links and URLs to go and apply for all of these. The next thing you'll want to get is a My Jewelers Club, myjewelersclub.com. They're actually a website and a store, but they actually are very popular because they help you with building credit. Now, what you can get with them is up to a $5,000 line of credit, which is great. That looks really good. And they report to the 3 bureaus every month. Now, the one thing with them is that they actually charge a $99 registration fee, and I believe you are required to purchase a product that's like another $100. But it's great at building your credit. Again, a $5,000 line of credit is great. It reports to all 3 bureaus. There is 2 other companies that do the same type deal, New Coast Direct and National Credit Direct. Again, they'll do $5,000 line of credit that'll report. but you are required sign-up fees and to purchase products. But again, in the document, all the URLs and where you can get access to these things will show up in the documents. And then we have self-lender. Now, this is the installment loan type thing. It shows as an installment. If you don't have any other ones, like a car or a mortgage, this is good personal option just to get something reporting on your credit profile. And what it is, it's actually a 4-step process. Of course, you apply for the loan. It gets held in by a bank, by one of the self-lender partners, and it's like a CD. And then what you do is you pay off the loan in 12 to 24 months, whichever really suits your budget. They have different prices. And then each payment is reported to the 3 bureaus every month. So it helps you build up your credit. And then after building your credit and when the loan that you took out is finally paid back, you just get the money back minus, any interest that you would have paid that they made. Now, this may not be for everyone, but it's basically, it helps build your credit. It's like a deferred savings account. It reports to the bureaus, and it's just a great way to build primaries for your credit profile. Again, if you get the document, the URLs and everything are on there where you can go check it out. Basically, I just want to give you an overview of what a trade line is, and we can go more into authorized users. A trade line is a account, obviously something that reports on your credit bureau. A credit card, line of credit, your mortgage, your auto loan, all of that is considered a trade line. I will say revolving trade lines, so credit cards and lines of credit, do weigh heavily. They weigh a lot more in regards to your score. Now, in regards to the trade lines, you have primaries and you have authorized users. Primaries means you're the one on the account, you're the main one. Authorized user just means you're authorized to use the account. So if your mom has a great credit card and you go on that account, that you can use the credit card, but you're not responsible to pay it back, that's an authorized user. And what you do is you just piggyback off the account that's in good standing. And what the authorized user is going to do is build your score. Hopefully, if you become an authorized user on a terrible credit card, you're going to bring that into your credit profile. So make sure you go onto an account that's in really good standing. Now, what happens with credit card with authorized users are a case-by-case basis. Higher limits and older age trade lines, they'll obviously give you a better credit profile and a bigger score increase. Older accounts will make your file more solid. Age always trumps credit limit. Now, if you have nothing on your file, you're going to want something at least 6 months old to generate a credit score. That's if you get a complete sweep and you have nothing. You need at least 6 months of a reporting history in order to get a credit score. The fewer addresses that you have on your credit report, the better. This helps the FICO algorithm. They don't like seeing, and lenders, they just don't like seeing that you've moved all around or that you have addresses all over the country. They like to see you relatively close to home, all in the same spot. In order to have a good credit score, all of your trade lines, everything has to have under a 30% usage. That's your revolving trade lines. They have to have under a 30% usage. Typically, the lower the better, but under 30% and with a perfect payment history. Now, if you have negative items on your credit report, a trade line, an authorized user, a good one, can offset it and actually give you a little bit of an increase, but they are an enhancement. You shouldn't do this to go rack up a bunch of negatives and then just throw on a bunch of trade lines. That's not what you should do. You should get everything fixed, throw on a trade line, and it'll boost it and it'll look good. But long story short, to build your credit profile, you have to have primaries and authorized users. We gave you the primary sources. If you need authorized users, we offer trade lines. We can get you some at a steep discount, 30% discount when you're trying to build your credit profile. We have exclusive brokers rights. And like I said, anything that you're looking for, including packages, we can get you for a 30% discount. So go build out your credit profile. Now you know how. Be sure you get those documents and you have all those URLs, and we wish you all the best.